So the next thing on our tutorial here is going to be call recording. So everybody knows by default, call recording is deactivated on every account. All you have to do is click a couple buttons to activate it. But the reason is because we feel like it's important for each user to be knowledgeable about the recording laws inside of their own state. So a lot of that is up to you. We'll be giving you guys as much information as we can, but each state there's nuances to each different state. So you can hover to kind of read about it, or we can get right into it. So we'll go to call recording, hit setup, and the first thing you're going to need to do is click to consent. And this is basically consenting to our terms and conditions that you understand that there are different laws in different states about recording calls. For the most part, though, anybody who's recording calls for themselves just to listen to, it's not really a big deal. But just know that people are giving their very important personal information and sometimes like checking account numbers and things like that over these phone calls. So it's really important that you handle these as safely and responsibly as possible. And our opinion is don't record calls unless you have to, because what happens is these recordings just will stack up. And it's really easy, especially if you're downloading the recordings, it's really easy to just have that information out there. So just be conscious. But anyway, click to consent, then click consent, and that's all you have to do. So once we're here, you are going to be able to choose the sides of the calls, and once you consent, by default, it will only record your side of the phone call. So just know that, and that make sure that you are compliant in every state, no matter what. But if you want to record both sides, then it's completely up to you. You just hit both sides. And then also, if you want to record all phone calls, no matter what, click all calls. If you only want to do select calls, then choose that option. So basically, select calls would be if you're in a dial session or just dialing somebody one off. Both ways, there is a little record button that you can click, and it'll start recording the call for you. So those are kind of your options. This same section, which can be found actually in a different video where this is found. Basically, if you go to your admin settings, then hover over phone, and then there is a call recording section that brings you back to the same style window. That is where you'll find all of your call recordings. They'll be listed right where this is. And there will be options to be able to send them to your upline or download them, do whatever you want. You can also save them if you want. So by default, all call recordings are deleted every 7 days. So after your recording is 7 days old, it will be removed from the system. So if you want to keep that in your system, you just hit the little save button that will be next to it. Super simple, but that is it. And now when we go back, you'll notice call recording is now green.